All right. First and foremost, give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and who is worthy to be counted for double honors. Peace and salutations to you brothers out there pushing this truth wholeheartedly and sincerely and for love of the gospel. It's the brother Gabari from Indiana camp coming back at you again with another sit down. And right here I'm gonna do a response to the brother Kaya, GMS faithful till death. Subscribe and be edified. He had just did a video yesterday, yesterday, and he entitled it various topics. I encourage brothers to go watch it. Basically he just hits on a few things about he met some kids or whatever, and they asked for money. He didn't really have it on him, and in so many words, they got annoyed by him. And he was basically just going into homelessness, and then he touched a little bit on taxes, and then what I got from it is, I don't know exactly what I'm entitled this video just yet, but what I got from the video is like, listen, technically we're all, fucking poor, we're all, one paycheck away from being homeless, you see, and this isn't, how life is supposed to be. All right. And this is the reason why we go so hard and we preach the truth and we do the things that we do, because we understand that this is not even real living, working paycheck to paycheck, fucking just you have barely enough to just to survive, you see. And that's in these jobs, in this society, this is what they want you. They want to give you just enough for you to, just enough for you to, have enough energy to get back up and come work for them again, you see. And I don't care how much money you fucking have, you're nowhere near the status of being actual rich, and you can have a couple $100 million, you see, that's nothing. And then the thing also is, all that stuff can be taken away from you. All right. You think the rich elites of this world, you can think they're worried about a check bouncing or they don't get paid on Friday, you see? Or them, or people writing them checks, or people paying them to do certain things. See, listen, if you got to get paid to do a type of activity, you're not rich. All right, you're basically a slave. All right. So all your LeBron James, your Oprah Winfrey's, your fucking Diddy's and Kanye West. Guess what? Those people have to get paid to do something. You see, the rich, the rich, wicked elites of this world, they don't get paid to do anything. They have everything. Everything they own, everything that you see, they own. They own you. They own your children. They own the woman that you're married to. All right. They can make you completely disappear and just eradicate your entire family if they wanted to. That's the type of power that these people have. All right. And you being an Israelite, guess what? You're up under the curses. You see, just because we actually have homeless people out there doesn't mean that, they're all, man, they're suffering. Yeah, but guess what? You one paycheck away from being like them. You see, each single one of us are even if you do have a little savings account, you see what happens. What if Esau just blackballs you where you can't get a job now, and anybody helps you now, their life is starting to, erupt, because now they're trying to provide for you and themselves. All right. So, man, basically the gist of what I'm trying to get to is like, listen, we're all technically poor and homeless, Yeah, I have a car, I have a job, I have a place to, stay or whatever, but I'm still poor. Let me miss one paycheck and watch when I fucking be straddling the fence of being put out of my apartment. You see, because the riches that this world equates is not real riches. You thinking that you got you got some money, some physical paper, and you think you got something. You see, in the scriptures, man, riches equates to substance. All right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and start it off in the book of Job, which is this is the bread and butter scripture we always get when we talk about substance and we talk about riches, because Job was considered a rich and wealthy man. Matter of fact, you see it right here. It says Job's characteristics and wealth. You see, now this is what true wealth is, man. And watch it. It doesn't name any fucking any dollars, credit, all that shit, man. All right, I'm gonna start from the third verse. This is Job chapter 1 verse 3. It says his substance also was 7,000 sheep. Can you imagine that, having 7,000 sheep? That you would never want for wool. And listen, the things that you can do with wool, man, it's so, man, wool is a very versatile material. All right. It says, and 3,000 camels and 5,000 yoke of oxen and 500 asses and a very great household. Yeah, man. If you have that type of, cattle, lamb, sheeps, fucking, camels, ox, bulls, probably had chickens, all types of stuff, man. Hey, listen, you have enough to sustain a family. You probably have 100 kids. They ain't gonna miss a meal. They ain't gonna want no, you gonna have clothes. You have plenty of wool. And then on top of that, by you having all of this this land, having all of these animals, guess what that also equals to? Land. He probably had acres of land. You see, because you got to be able to house all of those animals, and then on top of that, he probably had servants. You see, you think he was getting up every single day feeding 1,000 sheep, 100 oxen? He probably had servants, people working for him. It says in a very great household, so that this man was the greatest of all men of the East. It says, and his sons went and feast in their houses, every one his day, and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. It says, and it was, I'm gonna stop right there. And then also, the brother Kai also had brought this out a couple years ago. Children was also a asset to the farming, to a farming family, but they're a liability to a city family. See, when you live in a farm and you have all these tasks to do, the more children that you have, the more you be able to divide those tasks up. Let's say you had 10 sons. You can send one son to go feed the chickens. You can send another son to go see. So children, and this is the reason why children are such a, I ain't gonna say a commodity, but was such a prevalent thing when it comes to you having land and oxen and goats and shit. Because why? You be able to divide those up between your children. You see, let's say you pass away, or those inheritance gets passed down into your children. You see, so what, though, that wealth, that riches it technically stays in the family. And then the scriptures also says, what, a man with many daughters is a very rich man. Because why? Our customs and the law, where you actually, when you give your woman, when you give your daughter over to a man, he was to pay, I think it was 150 shekels of silver. I forgot exactly the exact amount, but it was either 150 shekels of silver or some type of something that would equate for that. But in the law is actually 150 shekels of silver. But you can, have them work for, whatever y'all agree upon. Hey, work for me for 5 years, and then you get my daughter. You see, that's 5 years of free labor. And let's say you had 15 daughters, and all those men wanted, let's say you had $15 simultaneously. One is going to become of age this year. Another 2 years, another one's going to become of age. The next 3 years, another, because you'll have continuous employment for the next 30 to 40 years, because all the daughters that you have. You see, so this is real riches, man, and our people don't have this. You see. Our people don't have fucking oxen and sheep, and then if they do, they only have like a little minute skew of it. This is what real riches entails, man. You own what? People. You own land. You own cattle. You might even have some gold and silver. You see, and this is what equates to riches. And people say, oh, well, what about if you need something done? And what if you need a house built and you don't know how to build a house and money has to come in? Well, guess what? We had a trading system. You see? Hey, man, hey, listen, if you build me a house, I'll give you 500. I'll give you 100 sheep and 1,000 chickens, or something like that, or whatever the man feels like, is equate for his time and effort. We somewhat do it in the camp now. A brother might do something for a brother, and You know, instead of money, his eyebrow. I'm gonna make sure I got you on this. You see? And Esau, and the thing is, Esau keeps our people thinking this type of lifestyle is not real riches. All right, that's why they always, well, how much money do you want? All right, so, but right now in the type of society that we live in, or the type of how can I say world that we live in right now, we're not gonna have this type of riches. You see, these type of riches are we gonna have in the kingdom. All right. We're going to be able to have animals, people. The nations are going to be up under our foot. We're going to own the best parts of the world. We're going to actually own all other parts of the universe. All right. But right now we're in slavery, we're in captivity. You know, so right now he has all the substance. He has all the riches. He has all the wealth. When I say he, I'm talking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. All right. Started from the elite banking families on down. All right. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 44. It says, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. See, we're the tail. All right. We're not able to give back. You know, that's why he has so many programs, so many government programs, so-called to help the poor, you know, with food stamps, Section 8 housing, even though those programs don't really help the so-called Israelite man. Is really helping our women, but it still is a form of helping our people. You see, even what is it? Unemployment. All right, something basically. He's always lending unto us, and when I say he, I'm talking about Esau, Edom. He's always lending unto us because why? He has all the riches. All right, certain benefits that the Lord, basically commanded him to make for us. You see, because guess what? If we didn't have, it's basically like if you have a child, all right. Let's say you have a child, and that child works for you, so that you have to feed the child, you have to clothe the child, you have to make sure he's, and then Esau has done a diligent search. He gives you just enough for you to be happy, just enough for you to feel like to give you a false illusion to think that one day you can reach his level. Oh yeah, well, if you pull yourself up by the bootstraps and you keep working hard, and if you go to college for 30 years and you become what you want to become, then guess what? One day you'll be able to sit back and look at all your fruits of your labor. Yeah, but by the time you do everything that this man so-called says for success, you'll be fucking 100 years old and $1 million in debt. You see, and they got certain shows out there like Shark Tank and what's the one episode? I forgot exactly what the one series called, but they got certain shows like Shark Tank and other TV shows out there showing you like, see, the American dream is still alive and well. No, it's not, man. That American dream is an American nightmare. Call all y'all Bashim Yasha. I just looked at this. It's 10:44. Oh shit! Hold on. Let me. No. Hold on, Slacky. Hold on. My computer about to die. Give me a minute. All right. Yeah, where was that? Verse. I should read verse 43. It says, "The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low." You see, Esau. And when I say Esau, I'm not talking about your average Joe Smo, the one that works at the same job as you, or even the boss, or even the CEO of that business. I'm talking about what the rich upper elites. You see, those are the actual true rich so-called rich people. You see, the ones that ain't gotta worry about working, the ones that ain't gotta worry about a check, the ones that ain't gotta worry about money. They're so rich they don't even worry about money. They don't even know. They don't even have social security numbers. They couldn't even get a job even if they want to. They don't have. They're off. They don't have the things that we have. We have social security. We have birth certificates. Because why? Because you're property. What did that one Edomite say? Oh, you're just good goyim. Goyim is basically cattle. They look at you as, oh, you make me money. There was one video, I forgot, I think it was a Jordan Maxwell video. He said, basically, you're born into debt. When you're born, you owe the government so much amount of money. So really, you're an investment. So when your parents had you, and you owe the government so much amount of money because of resources they gave you just to be born, they look for a return in that. So what? They're gonna work you. They're gonna tax you your entire life from 18 all the way until you die. This is the type of world that we live in, man. All right, and this is what the curses has put upon us has done. Has brought us very low and has put him up very high. That's the reason why we would never, and I don't know, it can be a million years from now, we would never get to Esau's level until the Lord come back and intervene. All right. So it's really the curses, man. The curses are the things that are keeping us to rise up and overcome, as Jake want to call it. You see, and you got some Jakes out here calling them, oh, we got to break generational curses. Well, these curses are not. We don't have the capability of breaking these curses. You see, we're unable to break these. Because we have to wait till Yahweh Shem Yahushua comes back and saves us from these curses. All right. This is the book of Haggai, chapter 1 and verse 6. It says, ye have sowed much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, and ye are not filled with drink. You see, and this is happening around what? The Persian captivity. You see, but guess what? Now it's happening to us again up under Esau. All right. Well, we have sold in much, but we have brought in little, man. Just imagine your paycheck. Your paycheck right now. I mean, I just got paid yesterday. What's today? Today is Thursday. Yeah, I just got paid yesterday. Guess what came out first? My rent. First of all, the taxes. Let's not forget about that. The taxes, Social Security, all that shit. Taxes. As a matter of fact, I have something taken out of my paycheck. I looked it up. It's basically, and it's taking the most out. It's taking like $120 or whatever. But it's taking out money for other people's retirement. And I'm like, why the fuck do I gotta pay that shit? So they're taking out money out of my paycheck to pay other people's retirement funds. And I'm like, why the fuck do I gotta pay that? You see? So here he is. They taking money out your paycheck. All right. Then after they took taxes and everything that they took out of your paycheck, then what's it called? Then you have to worry about your fucking bills, which is what your light bill, your water bill, your rent or mortgage or whatever you want to call it, your taxes, you know, your cell phone bill. You see, you have to worry about all these little bills that you got to go pay, and then you get the rest of your check, and you'll be lucky if it's a couple $100. You see, and guess what? Now you have to, and then let's not even equate the money that you have to survive until your next paycheck, which is what? Food, gas, the little amenities like soap, deodorant, you know, shampoo, toothpaste, you know, probably paper plates and shit that you need for, you know, around your household that you need to buy. Your internet bill. You see, memberships, if you have memberships at gyms or Hulu or Netflix or whatever, certain amenities that you have to pay. And then after you get done paying all of these bills, then whatever's left over, that's what you have. Which, like I said, you'll be lucky if it's a good couple $100. You see, we have sown in much, but brought. But in this, and this is, you know, where you have to put in 40 hours. Some brothers work half the week. How many hours is in a week? 160? I think 168. Hold on. $168. Yep. There's 168 hours in a week. And there's brothers that's working half that. They're working half 168 hours or even more. I work 12-hour shifts. So I work what? What is that? Times 4. Yeah, so I work about 50 hours a week. All right. And there's brothers that work more than that. There's brothers that work they're not 100 hours. You see, there's brothers that work 16s, and then you got mandatory overtime. But that's part of the curses, man. It says, what you have sold much, but brought in little. You eat, but you have not enough. You drink, and ye have not a fill with drink. Ye clothe you. This says, ye clothe you, but there is no warmth, and ye have earned wages to put it into a bag with holes. You see, because that's what you got to pay every fucking thing. This whole entire world, this whole entire system that we live in, man, you got to keep paying shit. You don't have no money for yourself. That's why Elder Mashpat, the beloved Elder Mashpat, when I was younger, when I forgot my first job, he told me, he said, listen, when you get your first paycheck, he said, when you get paid, try, if you have it within your power, try to take out a little bit for yourself. He said, you try to take out a little bit for yourself, so you just don't, you don't feel like what is it? I forgot exactly what words he said, but you just don't feel like you I forgot exactly what he said, man. If the elder's watching this, he can comment exactly the actual quote, but he always told me, take out a little bit for yourself, even if it's your favorite food, even if it's your favorite meal or something, just a little bit. It could be $5-10, something out your paycheck just for you, and it's gonna help with your sanity. It's gonna help for you, to not go crazy, not to go off at people at your job. You see, because your paycheck is not even really your own paycheck, man. After you get done paying every fucking thing, you got a little bit for yourself, and like I said, that's just so you can survive until the next paycheck. That's why I said at the beginning of this video, it says, man, we're all really just one paycheck away from being homeless. Sometimes I might give to those unfortunate, but really, to be honest, most of my charity comes from giving to brothers. If a brother called me and say, hey bro, I need I need something, if I can, I'll give it. I'm definitely giving it to the brother. Sometimes I actually go out and work extra hours if I can. Hey bro, listen, I ain't got it right now, but I can give it to you tomorrow. I can go out and go do something, and I can give it to you tomorrow. That's where most of my charity come from. But if I do have it, let's say I do have $5 in my pocket, and I see a homeless person or whatever, or I have $1 or $2, and the spirit puts it on to me to give, I will, I'll give or whatever, but in this day and age, man, I'm mainly, most of my charity work and most of my alms I give is to brothers, because I think he said in the scripture, he said, if you do good, know whom thou doest good too, because he said he actually genuinely didn't have no money to give those guys, and he said they caught an attitude like, man, you wasting my time, like. And he was like, what? Like, you asking for me money, and and then on top of that, he said, I don't even know what you're gonna do with the money. You might go out and do some wicked shit, and I definitely don't want to contribute to that, So this video, is just basically just linebacking off the brother Kaya, like he said, man. This wicked and evil world that we live in, man. We're all fucking homeless. We're all poor. We're not gonna know true riches. We're not gonna know true freedom. And that's another thing too. We're not gonna actually know true freedom until we get to the kingdom of heaven. That's when we'll be able to, wake up. I forgot exactly what elder or a bishop has said it, but he said, man, you in slavery when you when that alarm clock go off and you 5 minutes late from work. Just look how much you scroungle around and look for shit, and you'll fuck around and skip a shower, skip brushing your teeth, just to get to that job on time. That's how you a slave. And we've all been there, man. I know for a fact I have. You wake up, it's the exact time you supposed to be leaving. You supposed to wake up 30 minutes early. You supposed to wake up 30 minutes ago. You waking up just on time, just the exact amount of time you had to leave. Now you fucking rushing, you dodging traffic and shit just to make it on time. You have to sit back and look at yourself. Look at me doing all this shit to go make this man money. But that's all I had, man. Lord will help this video is edifying for you brothers out there. Until next time, shit, shalom.